Welcome back to the podcast, guys. It is Friday, and man, we have got a seriously packed episode today.
Happy Friday. I am Morgan. The AI news cycle never sleeps. What is on the docket today, Taylor?
Dude, we are talking autonomous AI researchers, Microsoft dropping new foundational models, a crazy new feature from Gemini, and a new MIT jobs report.
A nice mix of technical hype and actual economic research. I like it. Let us start with this autonomous researcher thing. What is going on?
Okay, so I saw this on the Decoder. Sakana AI just launched something called Ultra Deep Research, or Sakana Marlin. It is basically an AI assistant for business strategy, and it is wild.
Right, but we have heard the phrase AI assistant a million times at this point. What actually makes this one different from just prompting ChatGPT to write a quick strategy document?
Dude, the autonomy! This thing runs completely autonomously for up to 8 hours at a time. It is designed to compress literally weeks of intensive strategy work into just a few hours. It is so cool.
8 hours of autonomous running? I mean, that sounds impressive on paper, but what is it actually doing during that time? Is it just endlessly searching the web and compiling links?
Basically, yeah, but way smarter. It goes deep, analyzes complex data, and delivers these massive, finished analyses. It is in beta testing right now, but imagine just assigning your AI a week-long project and going to sleep.
I am a bit skeptical, honestly. If it hallucinates during hour 1, does it just compound that error for the next 7 hours? Strategy requires a lot of nuance and course correction.
That is a totally fair point, but Sakana is known for doing things differently with AI. If they actually crack this, it completely changes how consultants and strategists do their jobs every single day.
True, if it actually works without going off the rails, it is a massive productivity multiplier. But I think I will wait until the beta testers report back before I fire my strategy team.
Plus, think about the cost savings. If a business can run Sakana Marlin for a few dollars instead of paying a consulting firm thousands, that is a huge disruption.
Absolutely. The disruption to white-collar consulting could be massive, provided the output is actually reliable and not just generic corporate jargon.
Exactly. We will keep an eye on Sakana Marlin, but speaking of big tech moves, TechCrunch reported that Microsoft's new MAI group just dropped 3 massive new foundational models.
Wait, they only formed that group like 6 months ago. That is a phenomenally fast turnaround for foundational models. What modalities are we talking about here? Just text again?
Nope, they are going fully multimodal, man. They released models that can transcribe voice into text, plus generate audio and images. It is like they're building a whole new ecosystem from scratch.
Interesting. I know they have been relying heavily on OpenAI's models for a while now. This really feels like Microsoft trying to build some independence from Sam Altman and the OpenAI crew.
Exactly. And dude, the transcription one, MAI transcribe one, is apparently 2.5 times faster than the older models. It costs like 36 cents per audio hour. They're already using it in their own products.
That makes perfect sense from a business perspective. If you are running teams and office globally, paying API costs to a third party for transcription is a massive financial drain.
Totally. Bringing it in-house, making it lightning fast, and handling like 25 languages, even with background noise, that is a huge flex for a team that is only 6 months old.
It really is. It shows Microsoft isn't just an OpenAI wrapper anymore. They have serious internal AI muscle. I am very curious to see how their image and audio generation models hold up against the competition.
And honestly, it just proves that the open source and internal models are catching up. Microsoft is not messing around with their AI investments.
No, they are not. They are building a full stack, from silicon to foundational models to end-user applications. It is a very formidable strategy.
Yeah, the AI arms race is heating up. But speaking of competition, have you ever felt totally locked into ChatGPT because it just knows you so well? ZDNet says Gemini is dropping a feature to fix that.
Vendor lock-in is a huge issue right now. Are you saying Google actually found a way to port your data over from OpenAI? Because that sounds legally and technically complicated.
Dude, yes, Gemini will literally let you transfer your memories, chat history, and all your custom preferences from another AI. You literally do not have to start from scratch anymore.
Wow, okay, that is actually a brilliant strategy by Google. The biggest friction point for switching to Gemini has always been losing all that personalized context you built up in ChatGPT.
I know, right? Like, my ChatGPT knows exactly how I want my podcast scripts formatted. The idea that I can just drag and drop my AI's brain over to Gemini is so cool.
I do wonder about the exact mechanics of it, though. Are you just exporting a JSON file from OpenAI and feeding it to Google? There has to be some serious data formatting magic happening.
Yeah, from what I saw in the article, it is basically importing your exported data archive. Google parses it and rebuilds your profile in Gemini. It is a total game changer for the AI wars.
It really is. It commoditizes the models themselves if the context is portable. If I can switch AIs like I switch cell phone carriers, these companies are going to have to compete much harder on actual quality.
Exactly. Nobody can just rely on you being too lazy to switch anymore. But okay, let us move on to our final story, which takes a step back to look at the bigger picture.
Sounds good. We usually get so caught up in the weekly technical updates that we forget to look at the macroeconomic impact. What is the final story today?
Okay, so ZDNet covered a new MIT jobs report about AI's impact on work, and it is actually kind of optimistic, which is super rare in this space.
Optimistic how? Because usually these economic reports predict mass layoffs and the absolute end of knowledge work as we know it. What exactly is MIT saying differently here?
Basically, by 2029, AI might be quote unquote minimally sufficient at most text work tasks.
Minimally sufficient is such an academic phrase. I assume that means it can do the baseline work, but it won't instantly replace the human needing to oversee and edit it.
Exactly. Like, it will not just nuke our jobs overnight, it will just slowly become the baseline tool we all use. It is like, dude, we actually have time to adapt to this.
That makes a lot of sense. A rising tide gives people time to learn how to swim. If it is a gradual integration, the economy can adjust without massive, sudden unemployment shocks.
Yeah, and it means we can actually learn how to use these tools properly instead of just panicking about being replaced. I think it is a really refreshing take compared to the usual doom and gloom.
I agree entirely. It grounds the hype. The technology is moving incredibly fast, but enterprise adoption, security reviews, and human behavioral changes take years. 2029 is a very realistic timeline for that shift.
Right, and they noted that even by 2029, a lot of businesses still will not have fully integrated it because of cost and complexity.
Exactly. The bottleneck is rarely the technology itself. It is usually human implementation and legacy systems. That natural friction protects the workforce.
Well, that is a comforting thought to end the week on. That is all the time we have for today's show.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We covered a lot of ground today, from autonomous researchers to portable AI brains.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe, and we will be right back here on Monday.